Welcome to Body Sculpt of New York, 6 Weeks to Fitness podcast, where we hope to inform, motivate, encourage, and inspire you towards living a healthier lifestyle. And now, here's your host, the president of Body Sculpt of New York, Vincent Ferguson.
Hi, welcome to a special presentation on my 6 Weeks to Fitness podcast with certified nutrition and diet specialist Orvel Douglas. But before we get to the interview, I want to announce that registration is now open for our next 6 Weeks to Family Fitness program, where we are transforming lives 1 week at a time with exercise, nutrition, motivation, and accountability. For more information, visit www.6weekstoffitness.com or www.bodysculpt.org. Now, I often quote that late great fitness guru, Jack LaLanne, who said, exercise is the king, nutrition is the queen. And you put them together, boom, and you have a kingdom. Now, I can think of no better person who exudes that philosophy than my good friend, Orvel Douglas. Orvel attended Highbury Islington College in London, England, where he received his diploma with the International Therapy Examination Council. His journey into nutrition started about 25 years ago when he weighed about 200 pounds and did not like the way his body looked or felt, which led him to study nutrition. And using his knowledge of nutrition along with exercise, he lost a total of 50 pounds in 8 weeks. Yes, 8 weeks, and totally transformed his body and his life. Subsequently, he teamed up with my organization, Body Sculpt of New York, and became the lead nutritionist for our 6 Weeks to Fitness programs and provided nutrition counseling and workshops for Medgar Evers College, the United Federation of Teachers, DC 37, 1199 SEIU, and the Office of Alcoholism and Substance Abuse. 10 years ago, Orvel moved on from the vegan lifestyle to become a fruitarian. He is the creator and founder of the Fruit Feast Challenge on Facebook, where he is literally transforming hundreds of lives all across the world. And I mean all across the world, educating the masses about the healing powers of fruits. I first met Orvel in the gym a little over 20 years ago. And that meeting actually changed my life. You see, I came from a bodybuilding background. And prior to meeting Orvel, I was under the impression that to have a healthy body, exercise was the most important thing, not so much nutrition. But after meeting with Orvel and doing my own research, I realized he was right. 80% of it is nutrition. See, you can't outrun a bad diet. So I asked Orvel to handle some of my nutrition programs, which he did, especially my 6 Weeks to Family Fitness, my 6 Weeks to Fitness programs. And through his support and guidance, the participants in my programs actually not only lost weight, but their type 2 diabetes was reversed. The heart disease was reversed. It was amazing. And so I can't even say enough about Orvel and what he has been able to accomplish. He was a vegan back then, but now he's a fruitarian. And so I asked him to join me in a conversation to talk about his transition to a fruitarian lifestyle and what you can expect to happen when you start including more fruits in your diet. Here is my interview with Orvel Douglas. So Orvel, let me just say thank you so much for coming on my 6 Weeks of Fitness show today.
Thank you for having me.
Listen, man, again, you could be doing so many things. I know that you're not even in New York right now. You're actually traveling, but you did say that you will spend time with us today, and I thank you for that. So
go
ahead. We definitely appreciate it, man. So can you start by sharing your story?
Yes, well, many years ago when I used to eat the standard diet, everything was okay. There was nothing wrong. I didn't have any health issues. But what I did notice is that, your family members, I was young, but as your family members were getting older, they started to get health issues. And I said to myself, well, if all the family members are having issues, then that's got to be me in the future, and I didn't want that. So for me, it was more about prevention than cure. So I decided to, read up on nutrition and, exercise. Well, I was exercising before anyway, but I read up on nutrition. And then I decided to go to school for nutrition, and I learned a lot at school for nutrition. But it only taught me the basics, you know, because basically they have a curriculum and they teach what they want to teach you. But I found out with the nutrition, they were just basically showing you how to help someone to manage whatever they are going through, but it wasn't ever about the reversal, you know. So I just wanted to, well, why, you know, you're managing it, but you're not reversing it. I'm all about the reversing. So I decided to do a lot of research, and then I came across a couple of groups on Facebook, raw vegan groups where people are vegan, but they don't cook any foods. And there was a big story behind it that if you don't cook any of the foods, then you don't lose any of the enzymes. It's more healthy for you than actually cooked food, because cooked food is taking away the minerals and the vitamins. So I dabbled with that for a few years, and it was really good because I joined these groups and I learned how to prepare stuff on a raw vegan diet. But as time went along, I started to find out that I was eating more fruits because I was always on the go. You know, I just didn't really have time to prepare these raw vegan meals all the time. So we just eating fruits. I didn't even know what a fruitarian was at the time. I just eating fruits and eating more fruits, and it just ended up I was just eating fruits every day. Now I found from doing that I had like a lot of energy. I was working out, you know. I never lacked energy, but it seemed like the energy was going up and up and up and up and up. And then people would always ask me, so how does it feel to just eat fruits? I don't think that's possible. You know, you're not supposed to have all this energy. I said, well, I do. I said, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to create a challenge where people can actually follow what I do for like 30, 31 days and see what you experience from that. So I created this challenge, and within the challenge and after the challenge, I was getting people sending me messages, said, oh, I had high blood pressure, my blood pressure is normalized. I had high cholesterol, it's normalized. I was getting all these different stories. I said, wow, because I didn't know this could happen because I never had anything to reverse. I was just staying healthy. But people were sending me their stories saying they have this is gone and that is gone. And every single challenge that I did, I had something new. People always, you know, just feeling good. Diabetes is gone, lupus is gone, a whole bunch of stuff. So I started to document all these cases, and it just showed me that, you know, the lifestyle is all about simplicity. Because if you realize in the world, you know, all the animals within the world, they all eat a raw diet. They don't eat anything cooked. Humans are the only people that eat cooked foods. You know, they eat very simple, they eat very natural. If it's a carnivore, they eat all the meat. If it's an animal, the primates that basically eat plants, they just eat plants and nothing is cooked. It's about simplicity. But we as humans, we make everything complicated. We have all these different diets, the keto diet, the low fat diet, the high carb diet, you know, and it's so many different types of diets when it should be only one diet for all people, because all animals are the same species. They all have the same diet, every last one of them. Whatever, you know, they all have the same diet, but we don't. So it seems like over years, we're trying to figure out what we're supposed to eat. There's so much information, eat this, eat that, you know what I mean? My teacher is nature. I just look at nature, and nature teaches me a lot. And that's where I got my wisdom from nature, because I just you see all these animals is eating very simple and they thrive. And what I also have noticed is that, you know, you have our family pets that we have. We feed them what we eat. It's dog food or cat food, but we feed them what we eat. But if you notice, our cats and dogs, our family pets, always end up get the same disease as humans. They get cataracts, they get glaucoma, they get cancer. You know, they get the same diseases. Now, the animals in the wild, they may have their problem, but they don't get human diseases. You know, so I just said, well, wow, that is kind of, you know, these animals are getting the same as we get. So obviously it must be something with the diet intake that we're eating.
Very good. Definitely. I realize that as well. So how many people are actually participating in your challenges?
Well, right now we have about 4 more days. Actually, I'm taking registration up until the 31st of August at 6 p.m. That's the deadline. Right now, we have over 100 people.
100
right?
people?
You're right, over 100 people right now.
Wow.
Because, yeah, I'm sorry.
No, go ahead.
No, because a lot of people are sick and tired of being sick and tired, and they've seen, I've been doing these challenges for the past 6 years, and people, you know, have seen the testimonials of what I just mentioned regarding people reversing diseases. So people are looking for another way.
Most definitely. And I like how you said people are tired of being sick and tired, you know?
Yes.
And I believe the medical industry has failed us, right? Failed us. 75% of the media advertisement is from pharmaceutical companies. And 42% of the American population are clinically obese. And in the African-American Latino community, it's more like 50%, right?
Yes.
So something is wrong. I mean, we have more advertisement, we have more gyms opening up, we have more fitness programs going on, but not enough is being done when it comes to nutrition. And that's why I said, look, if you can talk about a fruitarian lifestyle, because it's not even a diet, it's a lifestyle, you know? But why is it that fruits are so powerful and so effective when it comes to weight loss and healing chronic disease?
Well, the reason that they're so effective because fruits, believe it or not, everybody thinks when they think of fruits, they just think of sugar. Oh, the sugar is high. You know, they're being brainwashed. It's got to cause diabetes and this and that, you know. No, fruit has all the vitamins and minerals that the body needs. I mean, how could something from God that has been, planted on the earth for us to eat? It's there in the open. You know, you got a fruit orchard, you go and pick the fruit. It's there. It's the fruit is sun cooked to perfection. It has everything that it needs. But now we think that, it doesn't. We need to add all these different ingredients and take all these supplements to do this and do that to get healthy. And it doesn't work like that. Fruits have everything that you need. Every protein, fats, salts, sugars. It contains all those organic ingredients that the body needs to thrive.
So that's why it's considered a whole food, right?
It's a whole food, yes.
Exactly. But are all fruits created equal?
The high watery fruits are more powerful. The fatty fruits like avocados, they're okay, they're not bad. The fruits like the botanical fruits like tomatoes, cucumbers, eggplants, those are still okay, but the high watery sweet fruits seems like they have the more power in actually igniting the cells to give it more nutrition, because those type of fruits actually helps to detox the body. But you see, fruit only works as a detox if you eat it by itself. You cannot eat it with anything else. So this is why the challenge is based for like about 31 days. After the challenge is over, then you can modify your diet to a healthier diet and add fruits to it. But if you really want the power of fruits, you've got to do it by itself. And that's how you'll see how powerful they are.
So if you can't do, I know you said 31 days. What if you can't do a 30-day fruit challenge? Can you see some results if you only had 10 or 15 days to do it?
Yes. Oh, I'm going to go as low as 2 to 3 days.
Really?
Yeah, I'm going to go as low to 2 to 3 days. You will notice a difference within 2 to 3 days, because you got to notice that you got more energy. You know, you got to notice that you won't be brain fogged. You got to notice a lot of difference. But the longer you go, the more better.
So what do you do about cravings during that time? What do you do if you have cravings? You know, like you want to eat. You know, how do you deal with cravings when you're trying to do a fruit feast?
Yeah, well, cravings is always got to. Cravings is it's always got to come about. And what I suggest is, if you have a craving, go out, take a walk. If it's early in the day, do some exercise. If it's late at night, go to sleep. Because it will pass. It will definitely pass. Craving is only a craving. And yeah, I know it can be very, very powerful. They are very powerful. But at the end of the day, you got to ask yourself, if I give into this craving, if I do not give into this craving, is it going to kill me? No, it's not. It's just a feeling. So you have to go through that feeling. It's just Because, you know, anything worth getting, you have to step out of your comfort zone.
Yes.
You know, and as time goes on, you'll find out that this is a good way how to deal with your cravings. And eventually that will pass. It becomes a thing of the past.
You know, I found that to be true when it comes to intermittent fasting. For cravings that come, then I would drink water. And over time, the cravings will go away until the next time I'm used to eating food. And then cravings will come back again. So we're kind of conditioned to eat a certain amount of times during the day. Am I correct?
Yes, you are correct. We are so used to breakfast, lunch, and dinner. And, you know, if we miss those meals, because our body is very unique, the body knows when you haven't eaten. So breakfast, lunch, and dinner, this is something that you do all the time. But when that time comes and you decide you're not going to eat, then that's when the cravings got to come in, or your stomach's got to start to grumble, or you got to think, you got to say, oh, I'm feeling hungry. You know, but it's all psychological. You're not really feeling hungry, but you think you are because you haven't eaten.
Right.
Now,
right.
what I noticed when I first started this journey, even before Fruitarian, I used to eat breakfast, lunch, and dinner. But the time when I decided to stop at a certain time, I'll be getting these cravings that I want to eat, and I feel hungry. And, you know, but I didn't eat. I just went to bed, went to sleep. I woke up in the morning, and my surprise, I didn't feel any more hungry than if I did eat something like I normally do.
Why is that?
It's just your body's so programmed. If you've been doing something as a habit for so many years,
yes,
your body's programmed. It's just like when we exercise. We don't exercise, we don't feel good.
Yes, psychologically.
Psychological. Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
So it's the same thing with food as well. You know, so you have to change the narrative.
Yeah, and I think a lot of people are concerned that if they don't eat, they're going to starve to death. You know, as if, you know, all of a sudden I skip a meal, all of a sudden I'm going to be, you know, I'll be dead in 24 hours because I haven't eaten. But that's a misconception, because our body has so much stored fat that it's not going to let you starve. It's going to use your fat as energy. Am I right?
That's absolutely correct.
Yeah, exactly. So now, when it comes to why is intermittent fasting a powerful tool? Because I know you fast.
Yes.
Talk about that.
Yeah, fasting. Fasting. What it does, it once you, because you're always eating all the time, so your body's always digesting. It doesn't have no time to heal. So if you've eaten breakfast, by lunchtime comes, breakfast hasn't been digested. By dinner time comes, lunch hasn't been digested. It's a vicious cycle. So the body cannot get healthy, because the only way the body can become healthy is when the body is in a resting state. So once you've eaten and all that food is burnt off, you know, all those, you know, calories is burnt off, then that's where the beauty starts. Your body moves from it moves from digestion to detoxification, because the body is at rest now. So now all the energies are for healing. It's there to start healing whatever ailments or stuff like that you have in your body. That's what it does. You know, so it's a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful thing to practice, to do. And intermittent fasting is basically you eat in I think it's about an 8-hour window, and then for the next 16 hours or so, then you don't eat.
Right.
You know, so you can choose whatever time you decide to start eating and stop eating, you know, and then for the next 16 hours, then don't eat anything and stuff like that.
You know, I recently saw a documentary. Actually, it was basically a YouTube video from a doctor, and surprisingly, a medical doctor, and he was having some pushback from his colleagues, but he showed where cancer patients who were put on a fasting regimen, he said the cancer cells starved. By fasting, they starved the cancer cells. The good cells were fine, but the cancer cells were starved because cancer feeds on sugar.
Right.
So you stop feeding the high fructose corn syrup, the carbs, to the cancer cells started dying. Isn't
Yeah,
that?
there's not that. Yeah, absolutely. Because the body, as I said, when the body's in a healing state, it's got to take care. It's got to get rid of. It's got to get rid of. It's got to burn off tumors, cysts, and all a whole bunch of other stuff that's not supposed to be in the body. That's what it. When you get into a fast for a certain amount of time, that's what it does. It starts to burn away. It just use those old cells for energy, while he's flushing the fat and all the other things. That's what he does.
Yeah, but we're so conditioned, am I right, to constantly be eating. I mean, in the 1950s and even the early 60s, you look at the waist size of the people, much smaller, you know.
Yes.
But now it's tremendous, and it's like, and they didn't snack back in those days like this, like now. Certain time of night, they went to bed, they ate breakfast in the morning, if at all, and then they had their lunch, their dinner, but that was it, you know? So something went awry in the last 20, 30 years where we're just eating and eating and eating, and we're making the food industry very wealthy, and we're making the medical industry very wealthy, but we're losing our health, and we're starting to lose our children to it. So when you talk about detoxifying, now, can we detoxify with just fruits?
Yes. Fruit, fruit is the perfect food to detox. I mean, water fasting is also perfect. Anything that's, the reason I say fruit is perfect is because fruits digest very quickly. So if you eat some high watery fruits, within 30 minutes, they digest it. So that means your body's gone back to a detoxification mode. Now, while if you're eating a standard diet, like I mentioned before, by the time lunchtime comes, breakfast hasn't digested. And the only time food really gets digested and your body gets a rest is when you're asleep for that 6 to 8 hours, and that's really not enough time. So if you're eating fruits in the daytime, fruits only in the daytime, so after you've eaten, say you've eaten after 30 minutes, your body's going right back to detoxification mode until you eat again, and it's slow, and then you keep always detoxing throughout the day. So that's the reason why people seem to recover very quickly once they eat fruits. On the other, yeah.
Well, it's interesting to me because I know you showed me an article that was written in the early 1900s, the late 1900s, where doctors were recommending fruit diets, but now that has all changed.
It's all changed. It was highly recommended. That's what they talk about, but now it's all changed because it's all about, as we all know, it's all about the profits of these institutions.
Yes.
The sicker you are, the more richer they get.
Yes, and I just want to let everyone know that we're going to take your questions shortly, so don't worry, we'll definitely get to your questions that you have for all that, But I just want to talk about. You mentioned that with fruits, you're getting all you need: the protein, the carbs, the fiber, which is important.
Yes.
Now, when it comes to building muscle, we were told that you need a certain amount of protein to build muscle, but we don't get that kind of protein from fruit. Am I correct? That much.
You don't get the animal protein. The animal protein comes with cholesterol, fat. It comes with a lot of different things. So a lot of time when people do build like really huge muscles, it's a lot of inflammation. Because if you look at muscle under a microscope, it's very lean.
Yes,
it's very lean. We build. Our body builds up muscle up to a certain age. But once you start adding these proteins, these animal fats and animal proteins and stuff like that, then the muscles get inflamed and they get bigger. The growth cycle stops at a certain age, but it just seems like people are adding things to their diet to, increase it, which is not a good thing because any hormonal shift within the body can be very detrimental because the body is very sensitive to hormonal change.
Yes, most definitely. So when someone's big and muscular, like I know how I used to be, it doesn't necessarily mean you're healthy.
It doesn't necessarily mean you're healthy. But when it comes to us, I would say when it comes to muscles and stuff like that, it's all to do with genetics. it's all to do with genetics. If you're naturally built, you gotta be built. Doesn't matter what diet you eat, but if you're eating inflammation diet, it's gotta build you up in a certain way that doesn't, it just doesn't really look good, and it's just a lot of inflammation. But a lot of times people say, "Oh yeah, I've been eating this, but I'm losing muscle. I'm losing muscle." I said, "You're not losing muscle. What you're losing the fat in between the muscle, because fat takes up 5 times more room than muscle, because fat has a lot of volume compared to muscle. Muscle is very small and dense."
Yes, oh, most definitely. And I mentioned this like in our 6 weeks of fitness program, how lean muscle takes up less space, right? We talk about that. And also burns fat a lot more efficiently, the more leaner you are. And they found that people who live long are usually lean people.
Yes, absolutely.
It adds to longevity, you know? So that's what we have to look at. But when you look at the people we see today, they're much larger, you know, and they're candidates for early, for morbidity, for early death.
Well, it's already started in the children. I mean, as you look at the children, a lot of children have high blood pressure, high cholesterol, diabetes has always been common in children, especially type 1. But, when I was growing up, you didn't hear of anyone. I didn't know any of my friends who had, like 13, 14 years old, had high cholesterol or anything like that. This is pretty new. In the last 20 years, this is pretty new for kids to have ailments that was associated with older people.
Yes.
So it just shows you it's to do with the food that we are eating. It's processed. It has a lot of chemicals in, and it's not good.
Not good at all. And that's why we're trying to educate parents to help their children. I was at an event on Wednesday, and it was a big backpack giveaway event in Staten Island. And, the parents came out with their kids, they want to get those school bags, right? But then I started looking at the parents and the kids, and I realized there's an obesity issue. And what were they serving? What were they giving away free besides the backpacks and the school supplies? They were giving away free ice cream. Ice cream truck was there. Free pizzas, okay? Free burgers and free hot dogs, okay? And I had a Zumba instructor there, and the only one person that tried the Zumba instructor, tried to work out with her, had 2 hot dogs in her hand.
Oh, wow.
I'm saying this is what we are giving our children. This is where society is going, and it's almost as if they are used to it. They don't even see anything wrong with it. But yet they're going to be sick, and they're going to be tired, and they're going to wonder why they're sick and tired. And so we want to show people a better way. And I believe that healthy eating is the key, because even if you don't have the time to exercise as much, if you're eating healthier, it's going to help you. Because like I said, you can't outrun a bad diet, no matter how hard you try. But if you have a good diet and you have some issues you're trying to get rid of, then this healthy lifestyle is the way to go. Because why? It don't cost much to do this. It don't cost a dime to fast.
Yeah.
It don't cost any money to fast. And to deny your body those cravings, because it's just out of habit. It wants you to feed it, And a lot of these cravings come from our youth, where we were used to eating a certain way, and we still eat that way, and we get those cravings for the high sugar foods and the sweets. I think a lot of that has to do with how we were brought up, So we need to fight that, or at least, get a handle on our bodies. Mm-hmm. Let our bodies know that we're in charge, we're in control, okay? I believe it was Hippocrates who said over 2,500 years ago, let food be your medicine and medicine your food, right? Yes. And a lot of people kind of forgot what that meant, how important it is what we're putting in our bodies. But now I just want to revisit the fruit and like diabetes, because some people are under the impression that if you're diabetic, you shouldn't eat the fruit because of the sugar. Now, what's the difference between the fruit sugar and the process or the glucose?
Yeah, well, excuse me. Well, the fruit processed sugar is processed, it's processed. So anything that's processed, all the vitamins and minerals are being removed from the actual host, So
Yes.
it's just, you're just left with this crystal white poison. That's what you're left with. Now, fruit sugar is mainly, the sugar in fruit is mainly fructose. And fructose is a type of sugar that doesn't need it doesn't require any kind of insulin to go into the cells. It doesn't, it doesn't even budget insulin, receptors to release it. The reason why you can eat fruits and don't have a problem with the sugar, because people think that all sugars are the same and all created equal. They're not. Diabetes, I'm talking about type 2 diabetes, it's not a sugar problem, it's a fat problem.
Huh.
It's a fat problem. It's not a sugar problem. And because most people who have like these issues, they wasn't eating healthy, they wasn't eating fruits, they were eating their standard diet. They may eat like a couple of fruits once every 2 months or something like that, and they're called diabetes, but now they're telling you not to eat sugar. Now, every single cell in the body runs off sugar. It needs sugar. Every single cell. It can run off other things like protein and fat, but the number one source fuel is sugar. So when a person eats, if they're eating the correct diet, what's going to happen? The sugars within the fruit is got to be brought. It's got to go directly into the cells where they belong. Now that doesn't happen for the simple reason is because with all this fatty diet that people are eating, and then they eat some fruits or something like that. Now they're eating the fruits where this is the most important fuel that needs to get into the cells to make me fried. Now the sugar is not getting into the cells because the fat globules and fats are trying to break down. It's actually blocked the receptors for the sugars to get into the cells where they belong. So the sugars end up staying in the blood. And the blood, we cannot have sugar in the blood because you'll die. So that's where insulin comes in. Insulin has to be released to take the sugar out of the blood, and it usually just stores it as fat. Now, if there's none of that excess fat within the whey, and you're just doing 100% fruits, like the 30 days, what I mentioned before, this is why people who have had diabetes, within 2 weeks, the diabetes is gone or less. Basically what's happening, all that's gone out of the body. Now, when they eat the fruits, the sugars go directly into the cells. There's nothing there to stop it from going into the cells.
Huh. That's
because sugars break down very quickly, very, very quickly. Fat takes a lot longer to break down. So you imagine you eat a whole bunch of fatty foods and stuff like that. Then you decide, let me have a piece of fruit, and you eat some fruits on top of that. It's got to break down with the rest of it. It's got to ferment with all the other stuff. It's not going to go directly to where it needs to get. There's like a traffic jam. It cannot get in.
wow. That's why you recommend eating fruit separately by itself.
Separately.
Right.
Separately. And one of the things I can always say, another advice that I can give everyone here is that if you to get the benefits of fruits and for them to not cause a problem, even if you don't want to become a vegan or whatever, we always eat fruit on an empty stomach. Always eat it on an empty stomach. So if you wake up in the morning and you feel hungry, eat some fruits. Huh. And later on in the day, if you want something else, eat some fruits. But the moment you decide to eat something else, your standard diet or whatever you normally eat, after that moment you eat that, do not eat any more fruits for the rest of the day. Fruits should always be eaten first. Because if a lot of people say, I'm gonna have a piece of fruit in between a meal, we think, oh yeah, I'm eating fruits, that's good. No, it's not. Because the fruits now is not going to get into the cells. It's going to ferment down with all that, all the fat. And that's the reason why doctors think that, the sugar is going to increase, you have diabetes. And, if you're eating a standard diet and you add fruits, your blood sugar's got to go up, but they don't know the reason why. Huh. They say because your sugar's going up, so you cannot eat it. No, you got to get to the problem. Why is the sugar going up? Why is the sugar going up? The sugar's going up because of the other foods that you are eating with the fruits.
Yes.
Fruits must be eaten. I cannot say how important that is. fruits must be eaten alone with nothing else.
Huh.
That's how you get the benefits of fruits.
Wow. So first thing in the morning, you can eat fruit. You would recommend eating fruit. And if you say high water fruit, you're talking what? Apples, oranges?
Apple, your favorite high water fruits, whatever they are, apples, oranges, melons, it doesn't really matter. It really doesn't. Whatever, you know, there's not a fruit. There's not a fruit list to follow. Say, oh, this fruit is better than that fruit. No, they all will do their job if you follow that golden rule.
They all will do their job. And now, when you mentioned about how your blood sugar rises, and that happens every time you eat, especially if you're eating the standard American diet, right?
Right. Yeah.
The insulin rises, and when insulin rises, your blood sugar rises automatically. You know, so and I think that is the problem. And that's why intermittent fasting works so well, because you're not feeding your body.
You're not feeding your body. Yeah.
Right. So the insulin level stays low.
Everything's gonna come down. Your heart rate's gonna come down. Your heart rate's gonna come down.
Blood pressure.
Blood pressure's gonna come down. Everything's gonna come down. Everything will come down. If you fast, if you fast, say fast for like the intermittent fasting, take your heart rate. You see how slow it is. And that's a good thing. That means that when your heart rate gets slower, that means it's not working as hard to pump the blood around your body.
Yes, that's a good thing. Excellent.
Yeah.
Excellent. Let's see. Now there are some questions here. I want to make sure we get to some of these questions, okay? Let's see, do I have this? No, someone wanted to know what type of sugar is honey, from Elizabeth.
Honey is not a good sugar. It's people think honey is healthy. It may have a lot of healthy properties, but it's not healthy because the type of sugar that's in it, it doesn't, people been using honey for hundreds and, many years and stuff like that. But I just don't recommend that because you want a type of sugar that's not going to cause your body to release any type of insulin or whatever, thing like that.
Okay, so you don't recommend honey?
I don't recommend honey.
Okay. So if you want to sweeten, let's say, your tea or something, what would you use?
If you want to sweeten your tea, I'm not even going to say that. I was going to say agave, but no, I'm not even going to use agave. But I think that's another habit that we need to get out of regarding sweetening stuff, because your palate, you're so used to having sweet stuff. You know what I mean? It's a matter of trying to detox from that. From actually having these additives to your tea. So if you're drinking tea, you drink it by itself without any like sugar or whatever in it. You got to think, it's nasty. There's no taste to it. But this is another thing that you should try and do over a period of time. You'll notice when your taste buds come back, you're going to be actually tasting the type of tea you're drinking. So if you're drinking mint tea, you're going to be able to taste the mint. You know what I mean? You don't taste the mint because the only way you taste the mint is when you add the sugar to it or the honey to it, because you're so accustomed to that, But when you remove it, you're not going to taste it at first. But as time goes on, you got to see how the actual mint tastes.
Yes.
I always, it may seem extreme, but these are the things we need to get away from adding. We try to eat food in its most natural state.
Orvel.
Yeah, can you hear me?
You know what? I lost my video. I don't even see you.
Okay.
You hear me okay?
I can hear you clearly.
All right, do you see me?
I see you.
Wow, okay, I lost the video on my end. Well, all right, but let's just continue on as best we can.
Right.
And Donna, if there's any questions in the chat box, please share with Orvel. Now, tell me more about your Fruit Feast Challenge. How much is it to join?
Okay, so the Fruit Feast Challenge is $15 to join. It runs every other month. The next one starts on 1st of September, then the next one is November, then January. And if you want to join, you can find me on Facebook and under my name, Orvel Douglas, Orvel Douglas, Orvel Douglas, or you can find me on my public page, which is www.facebook.com/Fruitarian Black.
Fruitarian Black.
Yeah, you can find me there. And on that page, you will see all the testimonials of, you know, people who have reversed life-threatening diseases. We had one recently. He was in kidney failure. You know, he just eats a standard American diet in kidney failure. And he was frantic. He didn't know what to do because apparently he had shingles. And then he had to go to the hospital and they did all these tests and found out he was in kidney failure, plus a whole bunch of other stuff that's going on with him. So he joined the July challenge. He joined July the 17th. And I don't really know much about medical numbers. You know, I just know about fruits and healing. But he was saying to me that the doctors told him that his kidneys were at a 6, but they're supposed to be at a 1.
Ooh, wow.
So yeah, so after 10 days of doing the challenge, after 27th of July, he was going through different appointments and went back to the doctors, and they were astonished because his number went down from 6 to a 2, but now it's a 1.5.
Really?
Yeah.
This is someone who had kidney failure?
Yeah, he's into kidney failure. That's what they're saying. He was in that stage of kidney failure.
Unbelievable. And he came. Yeah. He came to you because
he came to someone I know personally. Yeah.
You know personally, and you saying within a month's time?
No, within 10 days.
Within 10 days.
10 days. 10 days. Numbers went down from a 6 to a 2. That's incredible. They were made. I mean, obviously they're giving medication and stuff like that. And I said, well, you have to continue taking your medicine. You know, when it's time to come off, they'll take you off, because I don't tell people to stop taking their medicine.
Yeah.
You know, you just continue what you're doing. And then when, you go back and they'll wean you off forever. Because, well, when they see the numbers, they will start to wean you off. And that's what they exactly did with him.
Yes. Now, I've seen pictures of someone who had, I think the foot was swollen. One foot was huge. The other one was normal size. And after a certain amount of time, it just went back to normal. Yes.
Lipedema, yeah, his leg was very, very swollen, and he's had this trouble for many, many years, and it got so bad, the circulation got bad, that the foot was like, it was dark in areas, it was very scaly and hard, and he did the July challenge, and July challenge, and at the end of the July challenge, the swelling gone down significantly. The skin color started to come back, and you'll see all these pictures on there. I'm sure Vince has them on his page, but also you also see this on my page as well.
But that's just amazing, because again, it's the healing power of fruit. And I call fruit God's candy. You know what I mean? So if you want something sweet, that's what you're going to eat. God's candy, because it's not going to leave you sick and tired. You know,
that's going to give you a lot of energy.
Yes. And I think you do a lot of cardio. I mean, when I first met you, you were doing a high intensity interval training. How has your cardio been affected? Your cardio ability?
It's even got better. It's even got better. You know, I'm running a lot more faster back now than back then.
Amazing, absolutely.
You know, so I average like, when I'm doing like my regular running, I'm average like 8 miles a day, which is 8 miles a day with 6.5 minute miles.
8 miles a day, 6.5 minute miles.
Yeah, I wasn't doing that back then, you know? I was running as fast as that, so.
Yeah, but when's the last time you were sick?
Oh, I haven't been, you know? I haven't been, I've been in this country for almost 30 years. I haven't been sick. I've never been sick in this country.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Amazing. I know a lot of people have been in this country 30 years and they've been sick every year.
Yeah. be sick by any flus or anything like that, you know.
Yes, yes.
Because if you be consistent with what you're doing, then it's going to work for you.
Most definitely. And how about your family? Has anyone in your family subscribed to your, veganism or fruitarianism?
Yeah. Well, yeah. My daughter and my grandson, they both, vegans. They just eat a plant-based diet. My mom is not a vegan. She really eats meat or anything like that anyway. But when she comes here to visit, any of the family, when they always come with me and stay with me, they always eat vegan the whole time.
Really?
The whole time while they're here.
That's a testament to the effectiveness of it. They believe in you. They see how you're living.
Yes.
And you've helped so many people with, teaching them this. And, nutrition, I tell everyone, nutrition doesn't have to be complicated, Doesn't have to be complicated. Right. And what I like to do is just give people the information. We put it out there, and if it resonates with you, then you do it. If it doesn't resonate, then maybe another type of eating lifestyle works for you. But
what I say, and I have to really mention this to everybody regarding the fruit challenge. My object is not to make everyone. I'm not trying to make people become a fruitarian. That's not the purpose of it. The purpose of it is whatever type of dietary lifestyle you are leading, it's all about giving the body a rest to detoxify, and once you detoxify the body, then you should modify your diet to the best way you can. So if you're eating a lot of stuff that you're not supposed to eat, then you do this challenge. After the challenge, it's like a reset. Then modify your diet to the best you can do. If you're a person that still eats meat, eating meat is not the problem. It's how much consumption of what you're eating. Most people have some kind of meat with breakfast, lunch, and dinner. That's the problem. Or some eggs, dairies. A lot of times we don't know, but there's a lot of times in these processed foods, they have like a lot of these animal products in there. That's the problem. So if you become aware of, you're preparing your own stuff, you become aware of what you're eating and what you're putting into your body. That's the key. It's about detoxing. And the reason I always ask people to try and come back for, every 2 months, because it's like, you practice your new lifestyle and then you come back. So you're not like retoxing the body. You don't detox to retox, to go back and eat what you was eating before and you get back to the same place. No, so if you make detoxification, whatever lifestyle you're living, if you make detoxification part of your lifestyle, that's the way to go, because the body always needs some rest to recuperate and heal. You cannot keep you just eating every single day for 365 days of the year.
Yes.
It doesn't have time to heal. It doesn't. There's no energy there to heal. Yes. So that's the bag. So and the reason why I'm using fruits is because we all love fruits anyway, and they break down very quickly. So it will give your body a rest. So even if you ate like 4 times a day eating fruits, it's fine, because by the time the next time you eat, the fruits is already digested and your body is still in a healing mode.
Wow. And you want to give your body was meant to heal itself.
Absolutely.
But you have to give it what it needs in order for it to heal. Now, you know what? I need to get through a couple questions here that there's Keilana, my friend from Colorado, says, and does that mean that you can't eat fruit to counteract some not as healthy foods during lunch or dinner or as a snack?
I'm sorry, can you repeat that again, please?
I said, and let me see something here. It said, does that mean that you can't eat fruit to counteract some not as healthy foods during lunch or dinner or as a snack?
No. I mean, as I said, fruits is good for you, but when it's mixed with other stuff, it causes a problem. Because your sugar levels are gonna go up. So it's not the fruit that's bad, it's the other food that's in there that's mixing, that's causing the problem that I mentioned before. That, fruit should always be eaten alone. And that's why I mentioned, if you're gonna eat fruit, eat it first thing in the morning on an empty stomach.
Well, how much time do you need the fruit to digest before you can say, okay, I can eat something else now?
I would say like 30 minutes, but one fruit meal is not going to help. You know what I'm trying to say? And you got to eat something else. Eat it up until midday or something like that. And then when you decide to eat something else, then don't eat any more fruits for the rest of the day.
At least give it a shot, huh?
Yeah.
Cheryl would like to know, what is the minimum or maximum daily fruit intake?
There's no minimum or maximum. You know, what it is, you go by how you feel. You eat until you're satiated. So this could be 1, 2, 3 meals a day. This could be 10 meals a day. You know, once you eat, you stop. You know, it's all about simplicity. You just eat when you feel, okay, I've eaten enough. I don't really need to eat anymore. Even though I may have some room to eat, but I don't really need to eat anymore. Then you stop.
Huh, great.
Yeah.
Is it more, this is from Vern, is it more beneficial to eat the fruit or put it in a smoothie? Eat
the fruits. There's nothing more better than eating.
Because this way you actually get the chance to chew the fiber?
Right, yeah, you chew the fiber. Smoothie is second best.
Oh, smoothie is second best, you said?
Smoothie is second best, but it's always eat the fruit. Eat the fruit whole.
Okay. This is from Diana, how much fruits and how many types can be mixed for the day?
I mean, it doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter. You eat until you feel, you just eat until you feel satisfied. So it doesn't matter what, if you're eating high watery fruits, well, I've found that if most people don't, if you have any digestive issues, then sweet fruits and acid fruits shouldn't be eaten together, because they may digest at different times, and so it can cause a problem. Sweet fruits is something like cherries, and acid fruit like oranges. Yeah, so I have a fruit combination chart on my page, but I really don't get into that because it's just basically about eating the food. But if someone was having a problem, like in the challenge, someone said, "Oh, my stomach is hurting me," and stuff like that, because most of the time it doesn't happen. I said, "Well, this is what you need to do. Choose fruits. Don't eat sweet fruits and acid fruits together." Oh,
okay. That's a good policy. I think, I apologize too, because I should have been reading these questions earlier. And I think Diana asked, how would the sugar in fruit affect cancer patients? And I think you kind of talked about that, right? When it comes to sugar.
Yeah. It's not the same type of sugar. It's a different type of sugar. You see, processed fruit sugar contains the vitamins and minerals. They all come in a whole package. It's a whole food. So everything works in synergy, because nothing's going to be put naturally on the planet that's going to harm you. Now, when you start to tamper with nature and try to think, "Oh, I'm better than nature. I can do this and do that," to extract sugar, taking away all the vitamins and minerals. That's where the problem comes in. So processed sugar is detrimental to the body, but fruit sugar, no.
Okay, so we know fruit sugar is safe to consume.
Yeah.
Excellent. And I know Elizabeth had a question here. I'm not sure if we answered this. Can you repeat the information about eating schedule? Eating schedule? I'm not sure. We might have passed over this.
What does that mean by eating? What times to eat? Is
that what it is, Elizabeth? What time to eat? No? Yeah. No. Can you unmute Elizabeth, Donna? Can I unmute her? Yeah. Elizabeth, go ahead.
Hi, thank you. I know you mentioned waiting around 30 minutes, that the food would digest typically around 30 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
Is that correct? So earlier you were just saying like, I didn't catch it. I think the video will be on later on. It'll be uploaded.
Okay.
I just figured I'll watch it again. But for example, this morning, I had a cup of coffee with milk, and I brought some fruit. So can I still eat my fruit, or drinking the coffee with the milk sort of, because you said once you eat, you should forget about food for the day.
Yeah, you should forget about it for the day, you know, just to be, for the more of the health benefits,
Okay.
just to forget about it for the day. So, instead of, like starting with a coffee, like in the morning, just have fruits instead,
Have food and-
until when you run your coffee later, something like that. But after you have your coffee, then because after you have your coffee, then you can, there are no more fruits for the rest of the day. You can eat whatever you normally eat, but fruits should always be eaten for the benefits of fruits. You should always eat them alone. And you know what I mean? And I always, one thing I wanted to also mention as well, that, the best thing you can do is skip breakfast.
Skip breakfast.
Skip breakfast. I would say start at noon. Start eating at noon. That's the time you start. You may not be used to that, 'cause you may eat early in the morning. You start use the skip breakfast. The skip breakfast thing is really good. You'll be surprised how much benefits you can get out of that. And the reason I say that, because if you're skipping breakfast, so you went to sleep say you went to sleep for 8 hours, and you woke up at say like 6 o'clock in the morning, then when you skip breakfast and you don't eat anything, you can drink water if you feel a little hungry, or you can drink some water. By the time midday comes, your body's been in a fasting phase for an extra 6 hours.
Yes.
So the longer in a rest state, the more better for you.
So I think part of my question was, if I have, eating regular, salad and whatever, chicken,
Right.
how long will it take? How long, on an average, how long does chicken take for me to digest, or versus like a salad?
Yeah, chicken, those things can take about 10, 11 hours. I'm kind of like exactly. And that's why when I mentioned before, sometimes, breakfast hasn't been digested by the time you're eating lunch, and the only time when it gets digested is when you're asleep. So, yeah, but it takes a lot longer for those things. That's the reason why. And the only way healing can happen is on an empty stomach. That's the only way. You have to be on empty, because when your body's on empty, meaning that, and that's what happens when you go to sleep, your body's on empty. So all that food is being digested. So the longer it's being digested, then the body can actually start to use the energy for healing instead of going directly to breaking down food.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
And Keelana wanted to know, would you only get these benefits if you eat only the high water fruits, or would it be okay?
Yes,
high water?
the high water fruit, because those fruits tend to seem to shake up the cells and detox.
Okay, but you shouldn't mix high water and the regular other fruit like avocado or banana.
Yeah, no, bananas, I would say, no more than 2 a day. I'm trying to say, in my challenge, I like that 2 bananas a day and stuff like that. But the only fruits I like in the challenge are high water sweet fruits. Tomatoes, cucumbers, those things are not allowed. Eggplants, those are botanical fruits. The ones that look like vegetables, but they are fruits. Those are the type of fruits that are not allowed, because they don't have the electricity to ignite the cell to really start the detox process.
And
but anything like apples, oranges, grapes, whatever pineapples, whatever's in season, figs, whatever you like, those are the fruits to eat.
Okay. And again, high water fruits would be watermelons, apples, oranges, mangoes, right?
Right, yeah, all those fruits, whatever you like, those are the ones you eat.
Right, okay. All right, good. All right, and I think, let's see, is using EV, this is from Christina Rosado, is using EVOO and maple syrup instead of sugar in baking a good idea?
What's that now?
EVOO, I'm not sure what that is.
I don't know what that is.
I'm not sure what that is. I'm going to ask, let me see.
Extra virgin olive oil?
Extra virgin olive oil, yeah.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Oops.
Yeah,
Exactly.
oils, I'm going to touch on this. Oils, in a perfect world, oils are not good. It doesn't matter if they're extra virgin or whatever. It doesn't matter extra virgin, extra pressed or whatever. They have no nutritional value. None. Oils are 100% fats. They contain no fiber. at all. You know, you're better off eating the olives. So that's what I tell people. If you gotta eat those type of food, eat the whole food, not the oils. The oils have no nutritional value at all.
None.
None. None.
But avocado oil.
Avocado, it doesn't matter. It's all of them are all fat, 100% fat. The body runs off sugar, not fat. You know what I'm trying to say? Yeah, people can eat a high-fat diet like the keto diet and lose weight. They can do that. But it's not about weight loss. It's about general health.
Yes, that's the key.
You know, a lot of people seem to miss that point there because they just want to get the weight off quick and they say, "Oh, the keto diet. Let me eat all these foods," and then and they drop the weight. But that's not, that's not the preferred. You know, you're changing the source and the fuel. Every fuel, carbohydrates. That's what every fuel runs off. You know.
Yes. Now, I think it is. Well, Tricia wants to know, what if you don't have Facebook? How else can we reach you? Email, phone?
You can reach me on email. Yeah, and my email is nutrition specialist 26 at gmail.com.
Nutrition specialist
26
at gmail.com.
Yeah, that's my business email. And I'm also open for one-on-one consultations regarding if someone wants a one-on-one consultation, they can reach me through that. Then we can set up an appointment, usually on the phone consultation for 45 minutes. My consultations are $100 for 45 minutes. Or if you need a package deal, I do like 10 sessions for $800. So that's my, so that's an in-depth, so you get a lot of information. A lot of the information I'm sharing with you here is the kind of, information I share with you on the phone, but it's more tailored towards you because me and you are talking to each other. We can see where you're at with, what stage you're at, and then we can work it out from there.
Okay. Tricia wants to know, does your program provide a daily meal plan?
No, there's no meal plan. It's all about simplicity. That's why when I was talking earlier regarding the animals in nature, when you're hungry, eat whatever type of fruit you like. That's it. It's really simple. That's it. You just choose, if it's grapes or whatever, or the apple, orange, you eat a bunch of those until you feel full. That's your meal. There's no meal plan to follow.
Huh.
I tell people I don't write a fruit list because it doesn't work like that. All fruits, not everybody likes the same fruits. So whatever type of fruits you really enjoy, then that's the type of fruits you eat because you'll stick to what you're doing. And at the end of the day, everybody gets the same results.
Great. Vern would also like to know, is it better to have your heavier meal at lunchtime instead of at dinner so that you can guarantee your food is digested before you go to sleep?
Yes, it's better to have it, it's better to have, if you got to eat a heavier meal, it's always better to have it earlier part of the day.
Yes, I also agree with that because you're more still burning calories after you're
more active and stuff like that, so yeah. But at the same time, it depends on what you eat. So, it all goes down to what you eat. Well, as we've always said, it takes longer for certain types of food to digest. But when you do go to sleep, it'll start to digest. But sometimes people eat really late at night, and in the morning, that food has really digested anyway because of, they're eating something really heavy and stuff like that.
Yes.
So.
Okay, no, this is great. I just want to run through these next couple of questions because I don't want everyone here, and your time is valuable as well.
No, it's okay.
Elizabeth wanted to know, actually, this is also from Christina. What would you suggest as sugar in baking? What would you suggest to use, I guess, to make something sweet and bake when you're baking?
What sugar? I would suggest, I'm not a cook or anything like that, but I would suggest dates.
I was thinking that you would say dates.
Yeah, dates, because you can blend the dates up with a little bit of water to like a syrupy consistency. you know, but also, no, yeah, you can do that. But also, I know they sell date sugar. They make a sugar from dates. It's just only dates. So you can get those from a health food store. So you can always try that and see how that works out for you.
That's a good idea. Elizabeth wants to know, have you looked into using applesauce in baking?
I hear a lot of people use that. You know, I heard people use applesauce in baking. It works out very well for them. And they also use, I think, bananas as well and stuff like that. And it keeps a lot of moisture within, you know, yeah.
Okay, perfect. And okay, we have your Facebook page again. Somebody wanted to know that. Somebody used applesauce. Merle said she used applesauce for a few baked goods. My aunt uses it. Chutney dipping sauce. Nice.
Right.
Okay, so I think we asked all the questions, and I'm so sorry that it took me a while to get to the questions. I wasn't intending on being here for over an hour, but
okay, it's all right.
But so I think we answered everyone's questions, right? And I just think that this is so important, man. And I really appreciate you, giving your time. I'm going to actually have this out early next week. I'm going to share it. I'm going to, put it out on YouTube and also on Facebook. Yeah. Christina said,
I have a question.
This was great. Thank you so much. God bless.
Yes. You're welcome. Thank you.
And on behalf of my organization, I appreciate your time, man, for coming out here. And because I think, again, the medical industry has failed us. And I'm sorry, Elizabeth, you have a question?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Let's see what Elizabeth has. Let me unmute you.
I saw a question from Gwen.
Yeah, I went to your Facebook page and I see the poster, but how do I actually sign up for it? I couldn't figure it out.
Okay. So what you can do, send me a message, okay? Send me a message on Facebook. Go on my page and send me a message, and I'll send you the details. I'll look out for it, and I'll send you the details on how to join. Okay. Thank you. All right.
Well, Gwen said, "What are your thoughts on the?" I think she has another. What are your thoughts on the consumption of sodas? I love 7-Up and drink at least 24 ounces per day while I drink very little water. What is the best water to drink? Thank you for sharing. What effect does your diet have on mental health? For example, bipolar disease. So there's a couple questions there. Can you address about sodas first? That's extremely
Yeah. Sodas is, that's, it's, you're better off drinking some real juice than having a soda. So, just trying to change that narrative of having sodas, because sodas, it's got you got high fructose corn syrup, so it's not really good, but if you can actually just go to real pressed juice, or even regular juice is a start, but the pressed juice is more better for you. They said, do you love the fizz? Well, probably add some seltzer water or something like that, which is not so detrimental and stuff like that, to, some orange, maybe some fresh orange and something, one of those naturally fizzy waters and stuff like that. That may give you that kind of fizz. Feeling, stuff like that. Mm-hmm.
And what is the best water to drink?
The best water to drink is distilled water. Distilled water.
Why? Because of the mineral content?
Yeah, distilled water contains zero minerals. Zero minerals. And the reason I say that, because the minerals in water they are rock minerals. They are rock, they like stones. What people fail to understand, people say, oh yeah, but water contains this and that, calcium, this and that. It contains those minerals, but the human body cannot use it. You get your minerals from food. If you look at your shower head, for instance, or a dripping faucet, you'll see calcium deposits, lime scale. After the water's evaporated, you see those little bits calcified even on the shower head. That's from the water. That's what's left behind the body once you drink the water, And the reason, even spring water is the same thing. And I always tell people, our bodies cannot use the minerals in spring water or any type of water, because if you boil spring water. I can guarantee you this. You know, you can boil some spring water, boil it until everything is just like evaporated, and look at the bottom of the pot and see what's left behind. You got to see calcified bits left in behind. You boil this full water, you got to see zero.
Wow.
So you don't need minerals from water. It's rock minerals. You know, rainwater is the perfect water naturally. If it was in a perfect world that wasn't toxic, rainwater is naturally distilled. It's not, when it comes from the sky, it's naturally distilled. It contains no minerals. When it picks the rainwater picks up the minerals when it hits the streams where all the rocks are. These rocks in the streams have calcium, magnesium. You know, they have that in there, but those seep out into the water. So we think, oh, it has calcium, let's drink it. No, the water that falls onto the earth where plants grow, now the minerals, you know, those are organic minerals because you got plant life. It's creating plant life. So these plants contain the minerals that your body needs. So water is naturally distilled.
Wow.
Perfect water is naturally distilled.
Wow. I mean,
I tell people, you know, drinking for over 20. I drank it for 26 years. 26 years.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's amazing, man. I tell you, I mean, dropping some serious information here. And that's why he is that's why I respect him so much. I do consider him the gold standard when it comes to nutrition.
Someone said about acid water. If someone asked if it could collect the water, if it should collect water, what about pollution? Yeah, I did mention that regarding pollution. No, I wouldn't collect this. I wouldn't collect rainwater and drink it. What I will do, you could buy distilled water, and also they do sell rainwater as well, in like Whole Foods and stuff like that. So they've probably gone through a process. They're probably just distilling it, even though it's distilled water. But they're probably, if there's anything that it picked up from the rain, from throughout the clouds coming down. So no, that's why I was saying in a perfect world, rainwater would be the water to drink. But we're not in a perfect world. So the next best thing to rainwater is distilled water. Excellent.
And also another question from Gwen, because all the questions weren't asked.
You're welcome.
She wants to know, what effect would the fruitarian lifestyle have on mental health, for example, bipolar disease?
Yeah, it helps him. It helps him everything, because everything is hormonal. Everything is hormonal. So I always tell people, whatever you put in your mouth, it's going to do two things. It's either going to promote health or promote disease, either one or the other. That's what it's going to do. So it balances hormones, because fasting, intermittent fasting, fruit feast challenge, all those bring the body back to a balance. It balances the hormones.
Yes. And everything is basically hormonal.
Yeah, everything is hormonal. Everything that happens in the body is hormonal.
Merle said this was very informative. I was plateauing on the keto diet, and I'm just finding it too hard to give up fruits. Okay, so you don't have to give up fruits.
Right, good.
Okay, and I think, hey, put some fruits into the water to transition off the sodas. Someone giving a suggestion to, you know, this was helpful for me. Excellent. What about spring water? You mentioned that. Tricia says, so they lied to us. Most of what they've told us are lies, Trish. That's the thing. Yeah. We have been lied to.
Let me also click onto something else. Alkaline water is not good for you. Alkaline. It is not good for you. It's not natural. It doesn't come naturally. It's not good for you. These Kangen water, they do whatever process to it, and it's not good for you. You know, stick to things that are natural. The more natural the diet, the more simpler, the more better. That's the take for everyone.
Well, could you, when it comes to water, could you put a little lemon in your water to make it a little alkaline?
Yeah, you could do that. You could do that. You could put some lemon in your water, or any type of fruit in your water, and it naturally becomes alkaline.
Excellent.
Because also what distilled water does, it actually removes particles from the body. So if you've been drinking like spring water or whatever, you know, some people think they have like joint problems of aches and pains, and they think they have arthritis. A lot of times not even arthritis. It's just these calcified bits that are calcified in the joints. And you'll find within a short period of time when you change all that, you find that these joint pains disappear.
Yes, and you mentioned arthritis. Can a fruitarian, can you get rid of arthritis by just eating fruit?
Yeah, arthritis is just, you know, arthritis, it's just inflammation. Everything, all these diseases, what people have, they're all inflammation. You know, so what you're trying to do, you're trying to bring the inflammation down. So with a fruitarian diet, this is why people have recovered from all types of different ailments by following the same principle, eating fruits. Because whatever area that inflammation is in, it's got to bring it down. So if you have inflammation in 4 or 5 different areas, it's got to bring it down. It's not going to work on one area and leave the others.
Wow.
You know, it works as a whole.
That's
so if you have heart disease and high cholesterol, high blood pressure, all those are going to come down. They're all going to come down. Zero.
It's amazing. But I believe you 100% because I've seen it happen. So you don't have to worry about, well, what can I do for heart disease? What can I do for cancer? What can I do for
because people get confused and said, you know, so what can I eat for high blood pressure? What can I eat for this? What can I eat for that? And then, you know, and I says, no, you know, it's really not about eating to reverse the disease. It's about not eating. It's like not what you, it's not, you know, it's about not eating. You know, because you know, it's all about going through that detoxification stage when the body is on empty. You know what I mean? And that's when the healing begins. When your body's on zero. So that's the reason why I say another thing, if you all can try this, is start your meals at 12 o'clock each day. You know, even if you do whatever you're doing, try to start at 12 o'clock. You'll see more benefits from there. It may be a little hard. If you're a little hungry, drink some water.
Yes.
Drink some water.
Amazing. Because I know if you go to the doctor, if you have heart disease, kidney problems, you know, diabetes, they'll give you a pill for every ill, and it's going to cause other issues. Where you're saying, just change your diet, don't eat as often, eat the fruit, and let it happen naturally. Right.
Yeah. Your body doesn't need as much as you think it does. Our stomachs is the size of our fist.
Right.
You know, that's the size of, you know, but we eat so much, it's kind of like it's expanded, and, you know, we don't get full. And the type of foods we're eating is not keeping us full because it's not sending the signal to the brain that we're full, you know, and the only foods that send a signal to the brain that full is fiber, because fiber swells up in the stomach and it hits the receptors and it tells the brain that we're full. You know, when you need food, you know, when you're eating a bad diet, there's a hunger hormone called ghrelin, and it's always telling the brain you're hungry, because your body's not getting enough fiber. The feel full hormone is called leptin. That signals the brain, oh, I've eaten enough, I don't need any more. That tells your brain, and that's where you get it from fiber. So it's not the quantity of food you eat that keeps you full, it's the quality.
The quality.
It's the quality.
Amazing. Look, this has been great. And someone said Diana has a question. Diana, your hand is up. I see it.
Okay.
Okay, thanks for taking my question. My question is, I take a probiotic in the mornings. Should you're saying do not take my fruit first. Should I take my probiotic or eat my fruit and not take the probiotic?
Can I ask you why are you taking a probiotic?
Digestive issues.
Digestive issues? Okay, well, fruits. Well, okay, the digestive issues could be maybe something that you're eating that's causing the digestive issues. So like probiotics are basically for feeding the food for feeding the good bacteria in the system, that what makes up 70 or 80% of the immune system. Okay, Now, fruits, I would just eat fruits. I would skip the probiotics. You can try it because fruit fiber contains something they call prebiotics. And prebiotics is the food for the gut flora, which is the friendly bacteria in the system. So yeah, I would ditch the probiotics. Try eating fruits instead without taking the probiotics for a certain amount of time and see how that works for you.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Good. Yeah, excellent, excellent. It seems like fruits can do so much for you, you know?
Yeah, it's amazing because you know, as I said, when I started the fruit challenge, and I didn't have any issues while I was dealing with, but all these people with all different ailments, they all followed the same instructions, but whatever ailed them, they all reversed it. So it proves to the point that you don't have to eat this for cancer, this for high blood sugar. You know, it's just one simple diet. Because as I said, you can learn from nature. Watch the animals in nature. They all eat exactly the same. They all eat very simple. They don't eat all these combinations. We are eating fat, sugars, carbs, stuff like that, because we're told we need a certain amount of protein, we need a certain amount of that. You know, the animals in nature, they just eat one or two types of food for the rest of their life. You know, a cow that's raised naturally, you know, all that cow eats is graze on grass the whole day, but it's very high in protein, so people eat the beef because it's high in protein. So you see, so the source is in the plants. It's in the plants. Now, I always also, if whatever diet you do follow and stuff like that, I would try and add more plants to your diet. You know, if it's even not fruitarian, but add more plants and less of the meat.
Yes.
That's another step, because I'm just trying to reach everyone, you know, everyone where everyone's at, to make their lifestyle more healthier. So if you know you eat a certain amount of something that you're not supposed to eat, cut back on it and add more of the good stuff and take out less of the bad stuff. Yeah.
Yes, yes. And another question I want to get to before we go from Kiana. She said, would taking daily vitamins or supplements affect the benefits of eating the fruits? Should you eat the fruits before or after taking the vitamins?
Don't take the supplements. No, don't take them at all. You know, supplements, this is, you know, that's another thing in the challenge. No supplements are allowed because the supplement industry is $1 trillion business. Yeah. It's $1 trillion business. And you think about it, you know, you got all the vitamins and minerals in plants. Now, after a couple of days, if you get some fruits and you leave it out on the counter, after it's overripe and whatever, it's got to wilt. It's got to wilt. Supplements don't wilt. They have a shelf life for 2-3 years. How is something has a shelf life for 2-3 years going to benefit the body? You know, it's not living, it's dead. The body needs living enzymes. And the only place you can find living enzymes is in the plants. You cannot find them in supplements. I tell people, do not take supplements. You know, a lot of people are used to it because they've been taking these supplements for years and they think it's benefit them. But I always tell them, try not to take it and see what happens. You know, and I had a lady, she you know, it took me so long it took me like 2 years for her to get off the supplement because she was so used to taking it. And she took it and then she stopped taking it. She did one of my challenges, she stopped taking it. And within that challenge, a lot of stuff, she said, her nails started to grow, this and that, all these different benefits that she didn't get from the supplements once she stopped taking it. You know? Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Wow. You know what? I know that someone says here, I saw that recently there is heavy advertising to replace fruits with pills. That's from Trisha. Elizabeth said, for cats and dogs, what recommendations do you have food-wise? For cats and dogs, what recommendations do you have food-wise?
Well, you know, for cats and dogs, you know, I mean, cats are like, they eat carnivore diet. That's what they're supposed to eat. You know, that's the digestion system's built like that. Also, dogs as well. Dogs can get away with like a plant-based diet, but cats, no. You know what I'm trying to say? Their digestive system is a little different, because I know quite a few people who have dogs who they just eat like plants and stuff like that. But cats, you know what I mean, they need, because you know that's what they eat. You know, it's all to do with our digestive system.
Right. Trisha said she was referencing taking one pill instead of eating 3 oranges. She said she saw advertisements to replace fruits. So basically, you don't believe these pills that have fruits and veggies in them. They want you to take these pills. It's just like eating vegetables or whatever. You've seen those advertisements.
Yeah.
Before, right? You don't believe in that. You don't believe a pill can contain the enzymes, whatever it is that the fruits and the vegetables, the plants contain.
Yeah, I tell you why I don't believe it, because number one, fruits, they come in a whole package. You know, you have vitamins, minerals, vitamin B, vitamin C, micronutrients that science don't even have names for, thousands of micronutrients that they don't even have names for them, but they know it's in there. You know, now if you capture something in a pill, you cannot extract, or you cannot extract everything. Now, if something comes as a whole package, and it even if it just minuses one ingredient, let's just say 1 or 2 ingredients, now that whole package is not strong anymore, it's weak. You know, a chain is as strong as its weakest link. You know, all these things were produced by nature. They work in synergy with each other. You know, that pill, if that pill that they say you should take, if that after a couple of days that pill kind of wilted, you know what I mean, and you can see that it's decomposing, then yeah, I said take the pill. You can take that pill because that's real food. It's decomposing. It's not going to decompose. It's going to stay in. That pill's got to be the same from the first pill to the last pill in that bottle.
Yeah, and give it that shelf life, you know.
Yeah, shelf life.
So Elizabeth said, so the fruits we give you, the fruits will give you the protein and calcium we need, right?
Yes, it's give you all the. And let me touch on that calcium part. The body doesn't need extra calcium. It doesn't need extra calcium because calcium, magnesium, calcium, all those things are built up until the age of around 30 years old. When you come to full maturity, with how much of your bones can take him up to full maturity. Now, the reason why people have brittle bones and issues with calcium is because calcium is it's a very high buffer that will neutralize acidity. So if you're eating a diet that's really bad, an acidic diet, fruits are not acidic, they're alkaline, but it may be acid, but it's how the body breaks down alkaline. When I say acidic diet, I mean the standard American diet is acidic. Now, the pH of blood and tissue is almost neutral. The pH scale, if you're familiar with pH scale in chemistry, 7 is neutral. So the blood and tissue it's about 7.365, and the body needs to stay at that number to keep the balance in the body. Now, when you're eating acidic diet, you know, there's so much acid coming into the body has to neutralize it. Guess what it uses? It uses calcium. So it takes calcium from the bones to neutralize the acidity, to keep that balance.
Yes.
That's how people lose calcium.
Hmm.
So if your diet is more of an alkaline diet, which fruits and vegetables are, you know, on the pH scale, they're over 7, which is alkaline. If it's on that, then your body's not going to lose anything. You know, so a lot of those calcium pills people take, it doesn't work. They don't work. You know, those calcium pills are like chalk. And what it can do, it's been shown to actually cause heart attacks, because it's like chalk and it's like stone, and it can get lodged into the joints and stuff like that, you know. But you know, as I said, these foods contain calcium. Don't get me wrong. They contain calcium what you're eating, but it's not there for building because you've already passed the building stage. You pass the growing stage. Your body will absorb all these things up to a certain stage, then it stops.
So what do you think about milk?
Milk is the worst food. Milk is the worst thing you could actually do. You know, I can't even say how really bad it is. But you know, they've lied to you about milk. That's another fine example. The westernized countries who drink a lot of milk, it has the highest rates of osteoporosis in the whole world. The countries that do not drink a lot of milk, and many studies have proven this, the countries that don't really drink milk is, you know, they don't really have any, those osteoporosis very low. Milk is for a baby cow. A baby cow. Milk is only for, milk is dog milk, cat milk, giraffe milk, rat milk. It doesn't matter what it is. That milk is for that offspring to drink until weaning, just like breast milk is for babies up until weaning. After weaning, that baby doesn't need any more milk whatsoever. If you look at the animals in nature, they don't drink milk after they've been weaned. After a certain age, they don't drink any more milk. But we as humans are drinking milk, and it's not even our milk. We're drinking another animal's milk. You know, that milk is to make a baby calf grow to about 500 pounds. So this is the reason why when many children who take formulas and wasn't breastfed and stuff like that, they end up with a lot of colic and ear infections. The proteins are too strong in milk, too high. You know, for babies, you know, breast milk is best, and you just need it up until weaning. After that, you don't need it anymore. You don't need milk anymore. You know, you give your cats and dog milk. Look what happened to them. They'll get, you know, milk. Cataracts are associated with milk. You know, a lot of different type of cancers are associated with milk. Milk is worse, is more detrimental than anything else.
Wow.
If you want milk and you like the texture of milk, drink almond milk, drink a plant milk. You know what I mean? You know, most people are nowadays. The dairy business, they're going out of the business because most people are catching on that they don't really need that type of milk. You know? Yeah.
So that, you know, if I didn't have another appointment, I'd stay on a little longer myself. But I think this has been really beneficial, and I said that I felt that this interview would be so beneficial to everyone listening, and I can't wait to share it so others who did not get on could actually watch it as well, because it's something that we all need to know. And again, I wanted to give you guys other options so you can listen to what Orvel is saying, and if it resonates with you, then you should try it. If it doesn't, hey, no harm, no foul, right?
Right, absolutely.
We want to be healthy, and what health means to you, what it's going to take for you to be healthy is what you should do, okay? That, and I think a lot of people in the comments, they really enjoyed it, you know, and I really, let's see, I will be trying this challenge. This is Diana. She said, I will be trying this challenge. I am 70 years old. Now, what are the ages of some of the people in your challenge, Orvel?
All different ages, You know, I have people from all over the world. Yes, all over the world. And you know, the challenge will provide a lot of information because on the challenge page, I got the rules of what you eat and what not. You know, like you can eat any high body foods, but you'll get a better understanding because I've already explained it here. So if any of you guys are joining, you'll see what I'm talking about. And then within the challenge, I want people to post their questions. And what I will do, I'll do video, just the way I'm talking today. I'll do video. I'll do like a pre-video recording of a question someone posted. If I think it's a question that's going to benefit everyone in the group, then I'll do a video. If I think it's just something, you know, that I can just type on, you know, respond and stuff like that. It would be a great thing because everyone in the challenge are in the same boat as everyone else. Everyone's trying to get through it, and they may have health issues, or they just want to be healthy, or they just want to try it. You know, there's a lot of support there. You can post questions, you can post your food for the day and stuff like that. If you're going through an issue where you think you got to give up, post about it. You'll get the whole community's got to talk you out of it. You know what I'm trying to say? And that's the way, so when we're all doing it together, then it makes it a lot more easier.
Most definitely.
Yeah.
Community is important.
Yes, absolutely.
So let me just say, Orvel, man, on behalf of Sculpt of New York and 6 Weeks of Fitness, I truly want to thank you for coming on this program today.
Thank you so much. Thank you for having me. And I'm really glad to talk to everyone here, regarding this. And this is the type of thing I like to do, to talk with you guys, because you have a variety of people who have different diets. You know, a lot of times I'm asked to do interviews with people who their followers are already doing this. You know what I'm trying to say? I'd rather do interviews with people who are not doing it, given that, because they already know about certain things. I may add more information to them, but a lot of people don't know. The people who don't know, then that's why I like to do interviews regarding the people who don't know, because they already know. I want to get the word out to everyone else.
Yes.
And my challenge contains everyone else. It's not the same people who's finding the same life. There's people who are raw vegans and vegan and non-vegan, everything in that challenge, so everyone's coming from a different place.
Most definitely.
Yeah.
We all want to go to that better place.
Yes, absolutely, to go to that.
So that being said, I just want to thank you guys for being on this show today and having a chance to listen to what Orvel has to say about the fruitarian lifestyle. It really does, educate us into what we're doing and give you something else to look into. And again, do your own research,
Yeah.
right? Just providing you information, but information that I found to be very helpful. And that's why, again, he has been the gold standard for me. And he has never changed over 20 years that I've known him. Always been on that straight path when it comes to nutrition. Okay? So with that being said, man, Orvel, God bless. Have a wonderful weekend.
Yeah.
Everybody, the 6 Week family, God bless you guys. Great seeing you again. And the registration is open for those of you who want to join my next 6 Weeks of Fitness program on September 20th. All right, God bless you. Gotta go.
Take care. Bye-bye.